Well, hello there and welcome back to the F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at round 10 or 11, something like that. I think it's 10, which is the Silverstone Grand Prix, my home race. And last season we finished 10th here. I seem to remember we had to do quite a lot of grafting in the race. We sweat it a bit for a 10th place. We got a bit lucky. But the practice sessions for this one have gone okay. Being a bit off the pace because I've just been focusing on just looking after different parts of the car, the engine web and all that sort of thing. So you can see outside it's absolutely pissing down again, which is yet another wet qualifying session we've got, which I don't mind. Means we'll be high up the grid hopefully. So we'll listen to the voicemail for qualifying and then talk about what's been going on. Qualifying 19 beat Massa, both very achievable I think in the conditions. So I'll have a quick look at the laptop then. 474 resource points. You can see there that we've now completed one of the chassis. It has come through, which is this one here. That has come through, that's all now fine. And we've nearly got, well, we should have over 600 credits for another upgrade after the race. So we'll start to crack on with all of this now. You can see the progress history. At the bottom there, we've made a little jump coming into Silverstone, which is the 10th round. So halfway through the season now after this race. And so everything's looking quite good at the moment. R&D progress, we're going to be creeping up eventually. So on to the third unit for everything, although most of the second units you see here are okay, 45%, 32, so I use most of these in the practice session. So halfway in the season we're now onto our third units for most of them, although I think the ICE is already sitting on 20%. As for the gearbox, 3 races completed, all the way up to 40%, so I don't know if we'll be able to do 6 with it because 80% is asking a bit too much. So other than that, not much else to look at really. That's the reputation level, sort of pretty high with the lower teams and pretty low with Mercedes and Ferraris, you'd imagine. So we'll go to short qualifying then. It's going to be completely wet throughout, and see what we can do at our home Grand Prix. So then, even though it's heavy rain, it's saying that the intermediate tyres are the best, so that's okay. So we'll have a quick look at the setup. I'll have a look at the tyres as well, just to see if it is true, if there is a difference between the inters and the wet. Actually they're a lot quicker, I'll have a look at it, so that's okay. So the car setup then, we'll drain the fuel out, silly me. 2.6, aero's 5.5. I'll keep it at 5.5 because it is a dry race, so I'd rather sacrifice qualifying over the race. 50-70 on the diff. Suspension geometry is a little different. Suspension itself is 7.2, 7.4, 5.5 for the ride height, but I might drop it down to 4.4. Brakes 82-56. I usually run it at 85, but I'm going to keep it at 82 because I don't really brake a lot on this circuit. There's only 2 or 3 real big braking areas. Tyres, tyre pressure's almost in the middle, which is fine for me, and the weight distribution is at 7. So then, 50 seconds or so already gone in the session. We'll get out there and do a fast lap around Silverstone and see what we're like compared to everyone else. So I'll let this Haas go through. Don't really want to be held up by here. Make sure we're running max fuel. We are indeed, so that's good. Right then, so we'll get the first lap out of the way then and see what's what. But I do like Silverstone as a circuit. It might be a bit challenging in the wet, but in the dry it's a really fast circuit. I really do enjoy it. So we'll get our first lap on the board now and see where we are in the pecking order. So I've changed the tyres around to another set of intermediates. Currently sitting in 5th place, although I think a few of the quicker guys I don't think have actually set lap times yet. Bottas hasn't been out there yet, either Raikkonen, so we've got an opportunity to maybe start inside the top 10. Like I said, I've put on another set of intermediate tyres, so we'll jump out there now and complete a slow out lap. But felt okay to be honest. We're second down on Vettel in sector 2, but that's probably because we're running 5.5 wings, so it isn't giving us a lot of downforce. But like I said, I'm running a race setup here rather than a qualifying setup. We'll get back out on track, complete the out lap, and hopefully we can improve by a few tenths and maybe challenge Ricciardo just ahead of us. So I've looked after the tyres quite nicely on this out lap. Let's see what we can do at our home race. Yeah, it wasn't the best lap in the world. Lost time in a few corners, and it's a shame to be outside the top 10 in 11th place. I reckon if we managed to nail that lap, we could have been at, well, I'd say 8th at least. Probably not up where Verstappen is. But Ricciardo's taken pole then for Red Bull, which I think is probably the first time Red Bull being on pole this season. With Hamilton at his home race as well, starting on the front row. Raikkonen and Bottas 3rd and 4th. And we've been out-qualified by Ocon, Sainz and Grosjean when he should have really been in 8th. Stroll in 12th. Alonso's done well to get into 13th place. Perez has had a poor one down in 16th, as has Palmer down in 19th. And our teammate Verlaine 5.2 seconds off the pace. So hopefully he'll start improving soon once we start doing more upgrades to the car. But yeah, he's as slow as anything at the moment. So starting the race from 11th place. Probably go for an offset strategy. Our pace in practice wasn't great. So bit of a shame to be down there. But we'll give it a go in the race, see what we can do. So then the resource points for qualifying. We didn't do too bad, to be honest with you. Another 85, so we'll definitely go over the 600 target. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to out-qualify Massa, which is a bit of a shame. But we're still only 1 point behind in the rivalry update, so not too bad. And the session goal anyway is nice. Everything's gone up just a little bit as we've hit our targets. And the voicemail then for the race, with it being sunny skies outside at Silverstone. 16th place and tried to beat Massa and remain in 16th for the championship. That we can do. Finish 16th in the race. I reckon we can do it. But we might need a little bit of luck if we're going to get some points. Not much else then to talk about. So we might as well go straight to the race and have a look at the strategy and see what we're going to be running.
We're almost ready to go then. This is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. It was a good showing from Red Bull in qualifying, and Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Sebastian Vettel and Massa, Verstappen, Ocon, Sainz and Roman Grosjean, Sauber, Stroll, Fernando Alonso and Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Perez, Stoffel, Van Dorn and Daniel Kvyat. Palmer and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So then no changes at all, which is alright to see on the grid. Starting on the softs, going on to the supers, that's fine. Fuel load 8.8, 4.2 laps underneath the fuel. That was because I did the race strategy program on lean fuel mix, which is why it's saying it's massively low, but we'll jump that up. Oh, look at that. It's not... We're going to have to save fuel in the race. I must remember that in future then. Maybe, I don't know, do it in rich mix instead so I get more opportunity. But the maximum that the team will allow us to put in there is 12.7 laps, which means I am going to have to save fuel at some point during the race. So that's a bit annoying. Might have to do it on the first lap. Whilst I'm still bunched up with all the cars around me, so yeah, we'll have to save a lot of fuel during the race. As for the session forecast, cloudy, but no sign of rain, which is nice to see. So we will start on the soft tyres, take them as far as we can, and then jump onto the supers to complete the race, and hopefully starting 11th we'll end up inside the top 10. So then, as ever, the only car starting on the soft tyres, home race heroics. Lights are out and away we go. So we've actually lost the positioning off the start. Stroll's had a good one. I've had to put it into lean mix straight away, and I reckon I'm going to have to run most of this race in the lean mix actually, because we're not saving fuel by the looks of it. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, and he squeezes out. Oh, and here comes the Force India as well. So we're down to 14th. He's still there. He squeezes us out. Down to 15th. Probably the worst start I've made to a race so far. And now we've got the Toro Rosso coming through us as well. Oh, this is just going from bad to worse, isn't it? So we come around to complete lap 3 into lap 4. We're now running standard fuel mix and still saving a little bit here and there, but we're sort of routed to 15th place at the moment. Might be in for a long race here. Yeah, the flags are out for something. Someone's retired behind me. Oh, the safety car's out. Oh, right, okay. I'm going to use this as an opportunity here. Quick. Medium tyres, box this lap. Yeah, here we go. Right, get this right. That'll do. Creep in. Right, brilliant opportunity here. The safety car's come out because Alonso has retired, and fortunately I just had enough time there to change onto a set of medium tyres. Because this is such a long pit lane as well, it looks like a few other drivers are in the pits. We'll eventually come out of here, catch up to a safety car, and then the majority of the field will have to make a pit stop. So this potentially crap race is now maybe turned into an absolute goldmine for us. A few other people have made pit stops, but we will now not need to make another stop, and we'll be at the back of the queue. And it looks like that the safety car, for whatever reason, has stopped, like turn 3, turn 4. And yeah, we'll wait to. I think the safety car's just here, isn't it? Yeah, overtake the safety car. And we're just waiting for the leaders to come around. So yeah, this gives us a good opportunity here to hopefully catch. Well, hopefully, I mean, some of the guys might, because they haven't. Oh, Ricardo's at the race as well. Oh dear. Well, it's all gone a bit confusing here. Hopefully the leaders don't pit, because if they do, then this strategy gets completely ruined. It looks like most of them are carrying on, which is what I want. I need to catch round to these guys as quickly as possible. Yeah, look, all the guys at the front of the field are continuing on. So we're going to jump a lot of guys once they make a pit stop after the safety car. Alright, so the safety car's coming in this lap. We haven't managed to catch up to the field, but I'm not overly worried because the pit lane is so long here. So it is now, track is now live, green flag racing. And it looks like a majority of the field are still carrying on. Hulkenberg is also out of the race as well, so we've already lost 4 drivers from this race. It's all kicking off here. So here we go then, the majority of the field are in the pits. We're going to shoot right up the order here. 6th place, I'm getting some weird frame rate. A massive drop in frame rate as well. I'm not too sure what's going on there. But 6th place then. And Vettel's out on a set of super soft tyres. That isn't right. He started the race on a set of super soft tyres. So I'm pretty sure he's got to have to pit again. Yeah, look at that. Vettel's in the pits and everyone else ahead is in the pits as well. So are we going to take the lead of this race? Coming over the line now. 5 laps to go. Where are we going to come out with everyone around us? 2nd place. Bottas has taken the lead. So it's 2nd place then. It's not the lead. So around the final corner then. 4 laps to go. Hamilton is catching us, as you can imagine. But we've got nearly a full lap's worth of spare fuel, so I think probably by the time Hamilton catches up, we'll go into rich mix. I think I will lose 2nd to Hamilton, but I'm determined to stick to 3rd place. I want a podium at my home race. Here comes Hamilton then. Nothing I could do about that, but we'll bump it into rich mix now. Hopefully we've got enough to get us to the end and try to hold on to this 3rd place. So a couple laps ago, the gap between me and Stroll was 3.1 seconds. It's now 2.6, so we are maintaining. Just over a lap to go here. Come on, let's get a podium. As long as we don't make a mistake, we're going to do it. We've got enough fuel. Good gap behind. No heroics now, just get the car over the line. And it's going to be 3rd place at home. Thank you, safety car.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do,
So yeah, 2 Brits and a Finnish driver on the podium at Silverstone. Very nice indeed. 3rd place, our 2nd podium of this career mode and our 1st of season 2, and a nice 15 points as well. And you look at our lap time, a 33.6 was our best. Decided to put the medium tyres on instead of, well, I couldn't do another set of softs, so I'd started on them, and I certainly wasn't going to do 11 laps at Silverstone on a set of supers. So Mercedes 1-2 then, and we have claimed 3rd place. Look at the results, very staggered compared to where they started and where they finished. Stroll's done well to get 4th place from 12th, and Perez has done even better to get 5th from 16th, and further down Raikkonen ended up in 6th place. Magnussen's picked up 4 points with 14th on the grid. We've beaten our rival Massa, who still gets a point, and Palmer almost scored a point as well, just a few positions away. Further down then, Verline has ended up in 15th place, and Vettel says 1 stop. Not too sure what all that was about, because we saw him make 2, and Hulkenberg, Kvyat, Ricciardo from pole, and Alonso all failed to finish. We'll have a look at the race directive, because I reckon this is going to be a bit of a mental one, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. Collisions all over the place at the start, and then Alonso DNF for a mechanical failure. Vettel got done for speeding under the safety car. A stop-go penalty for Verline as well, and then Kvyat and Ricciardo both crashed on lap 5, and Hulkenberg retired with mechanical favour on lap 6. So Vettel was a naughty boy. In fact, so was Verline underneath the safety car, and had to serve drive-through penalties and stop-go penalties, so that's really hindered their race. But yeah, I'll take that then. So we'll have a quick look at the standings, and after that, Bottas then extends his lead at the top. He's now 24 points, I should say, over Raikkonen and Hamilton in 3rd, and Vettel with his no scoring of the points is now 6-2 behind. We've jumped up to 7th place, 59 points, and I think a target of 100 points is very achievable. Stroll's also jumped up from 12th to 10th, and Magnussen has jumped up a few positions as well. Of course, the 3 drivers yet to score, both the McLarens and our teammate. In the constructors, Mercedes lead the way by 52 points, and they've got a healthy lead over Red Bull in 3rd, Williams in 4th as well, and we remain in 5th place, but we'll look very safe to at least be 6th, because Renault are now 32 points behind us. Points for Toro Rosso and Haas as well have extended their gap over McLaren, who are still yet to score. So we're in 5th place at the moment. It may be a challenge to stay there. Hopefully the car gets better as the season goes on and Verline starts challenging, but whatever happens, we're going to be at least 6th, because I can't see Renault catching us up. So so far so good in this career mode. It's been a very positive first half of the season, so more of the same in the second half. So then the resource points for the race was to be nice and healthy. Another 125 does take us over the 600 mark for another chassis upgrade if we want. First driver bonus as well. Another 57, so that still helps. And a rivalry update as well. We're now drawing with Massa, 14 out of 14. Which is good, and the team approval as well, that's shot up really well. But McLaren now 100%, and it won't be long until Toro Rosso and Haas joins as well. Very strong weekend in both qualifying and the race. A bit lucky with the safety car, because before that I think was looking at being a bit dead in the water really after a poor start. But you know, we took advantage of it, and yeah, thank you very much for the 15 points in the 3rd place. And finally, the career score for the weekend. This should be nice and healthy too. 11654, very nice. We'll definitely smash our season total from last season compared to this season. Contract event. Oh, no, don't want to go that way. Oh, hello. Oh, this will be like a mid-season contract thingy. Another team wants to sign us up. Oh, okay then, thank you very much. I like how she makes it such a big secret, closes the door and everything. So a contract promotion then. Oh, we've got 3 options then by the looks of it. Your actions on the track have attracted a lot of interest from rival teams. Take a look at the offers, see if any spike your interest. Remember that funny little yellowy black thing. Affiliated teams often offer you an enhanced initial contract. So stay as first driver with Sauber, or we can move a second driver to Renault, Toro Rosso or Haas. I'm not interested in Haas. or Renault, to be honest with you. And Toro Rosso, who are they affiliated with? They're affiliated with Red Bull, aren't they? Renault aren't affiliated with anyone. Haas are affiliated with Ferrari. We know that much. No, my job here isn't done. I'm going to stay at Sauber. That's a fairly easy decision to make. So we'll stay with Sauber. And we've got a little, what do you call it, classic challenge as well. Time Attack at Austria or Pursuit at Bahrain Schul. I do quite like the time attacks, and it's with a 1991 McLaren MP4-6. Of course, doing this as a positive and a negative. The positive will be one challenge closer to halving of a development time on the major stuff, which is what we want to do. We want to get it down from 2 weeks to 1, because we're now starting to crack on with actually updating the car. The second thing is, of course, we can't do an upgrade after this. However, it does give us options to save our resource points, and if we have a good weekend next time out at Germany, I think it is, Germany or Hungary, if we get over 1,000 resource points, we can chuck that towards getting another 10% off of the powertrain upgrades as well, and there's about 8 or 9 minor ones I can do there as well. So that's okay. I don't mind spending another 1,000 on that, because we're definitely at the moment getting over 600 per race weekend, which is what I want. So we'll do the time attack at Austria, then get that over and done with, and yeah, get one step closer to unlocking the major development bonus. So then here we are then, 3 laps of the A1 ring, and we've got to finish the race in under 3 minutes 52. So that's an average of what, 1 minute, what would that be, 1 minute 16, something like that, 1 minute 16, I think, 1 minute 15 a lap, something like that. I'm not too sure. So it's achievable, I think, I hope. I mean, it's not that much of a difference compared to 2017 speeds, but we'll give it a go and see if we can do it. So then over the line now, we'll chuck this into Rich Mix. So then 1 lap down, 2 to go. I love the spits of flame that comes out of the exhaust in every upshift. So 20 seconds left. This is going to be really close, actually. Come on, McLaren power. Yeah, we'll do it. 3 seconds spare. But we've passed it. Finished the race in under 3:52. We've done it in 3:49. We've passed. Doesn't matter if we fail it anyway. It still counts as, you know, we've done it, so sort of thing. So it still goes towards the unlock. So yeah, we've done it anyway. That's always nice to do. So yeah, that's it then. That'll be the end of the episode. Qualifying was a bit of a disappointment. Usually in wet or intermediate conditions, I'm usually well inside the top 10, but we missed out this time with 11th place. Made a bit of a poor start, really didn't gain any positions, actually fell away back to, I think, 15th we were, weren't we? And probably really been struggling to get inside the top 10 because we had to save a lot of fuel for the first few laps, which was a bit annoying, but it's something that I'll remember for the future. Don't do the race strategy program in lean mix, and it means that the team will give you enough fuel to at least do the race in it. And yeah, fortunately the safety car came out because Alonso retired, and we decided to pit under that onto a set of mediums. A few other people were a bit naughty as well, including Vettel, and had to take another penalty, and we lost that to Hamilton, which we always were supposed to, but I managed to bump it into Rich Mix for the last few laps and hold Stroll and the little train of cars off behind him to take a nice third place at the podium at a home race, which is a nice way to end the first half of the season with another 15 points. Looking forward to the second half of the season. Upgrades are going to start coming thick and fast now, and hopefully with all the other guys having to take grid penalties as well for new engine and gearbox bits, it might mean that we might have more opportunities to get onto the podium at some point. So thank you very much for watching this episode. It's been a lot of fun making it as ever, and I'll see you all very soon for the next race.